Okay, what is up, everyone? Hello and welcome to today's gameplay stream and the official pre-stream for today. Today is Monday, February 13th, 2017. I am Darkside Phil. I am back after an unexpected day away from streaming yesterday, which happens sometimes. I pretty much explained in general on the weekend preview last night what happened, but just to summarize, a lot of stress kind of built up. It had absolutely nothing to do with work for a change, which is kind of different because usually when I get stressed out, it has to do with work and stuff. But it actually had absolutely nothing to do with YouTube for a change, which is a good thing. But there's a lot of other stuff kind of going on, you know, behind the scenes that I don't necessarily talk about all the time. And quite honestly, you don't need to know about every single aspect of my freaking life. But there's been some stuff going on, causing stress, and basically I couldn't get any sleep. And because I couldn't get any sleep, obviously I woke up and I was like, you know, I had like 2-3 hours sleep. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this today. Especially a game like Nioh. It would have been one thing if this was like a casual-ass game, you know, where you could just dick around or whatever. But a game like Nioh, where you have to absolutely be concentrating and every little mistake you can make can lead to a death. There was no way I was going to be able to do it. I just knew it. So I ended up kind of just relaxing for a big chunk of yesterday. And the good news is I took the opportunity to be productive, and I did a lot of editing and stuff behind the scenes here that I needed to kind of get done or do advanced work on other stuff so that I could get some more stuff done this week that maybe I hadn't necessarily planned for. And for example, tonight I'm hoping that I can release new channel trailers for the King of Hate Vlogs and DSPGaming and KO Gaming, because the channel trailers I got up there are over a year old at this point. And, you know, they're outdated. Like, for example, DSPGaming says, oh, there's daily live streaming here. And there hasn't been a live stream there since November. So I needed to kind of update all that stuff. So, yeah, that's the deal. That's what's going on. I'm back today with Nioh, streaming here for a full session. Another 3+ hours of Nioh today. We'll see how this goes. I may start with story missions, and quite honestly, I may just do a lot of story moving on with this game, because I'll be honest here, the side missions aren't very good. At least the side missions that end up being grinding and repetitive shit against generic enemies really kind of suck. And at the same time, there have been some side missions that have been good. You know, there was the duel with the general, there was the mission with the ghost lady, there was the axe man on the bridge. Those were all okay, because at least they were different in some regard. But it kind of sucks that the side content of this game is kind of 50-50. And what I mean by that is 50% seems good and 50% seems absolutely grinding crap. You know, it is what it is. I'm sure that they had a certain limitation of assets and things they could use on the game, and to expect that every side mission was going to have a whole new stage, I mean, probably would have been an unrealistic expectation. But at the same time, when you're playing a game like this that's so long, you know, I've actually heard I still have 10 or more story stages left to tackle. I don't necessarily think that I want to do every single piece of side content, you know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. We'll see it. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. So today, 3 hours of Nioh here on the stream. Okay. Later tonight, I will be releasing the first ever This Is How You Don't Play officially, not really licensed, but officially approved video for KO Gaming. So the 3 fan-created montages that I've posted up there so far were nothing like this, all right? Those were more, oh, let's just take death montages or put in some funny stuff or whatever, memes or whatever into Phil's gameplay. This video, very much so, in what it is basically a This Is How You Don't Play video, okay? And you'll see when I release it, I kind of even do an intro on this video explaining why I'm doing this and why I approve of it. You'll see. I don't want to really spoil too much. I know a lot of people are very interested to see what this is going to be like, okay? And we'll see how it goes. What I'm hoping is that people will see this video and say, you know, oh, well, I'm kind of inspired to maybe, make, you know, some more montages. Because the bottom line is, the past week I've released 3 of these things, for KO Gaming. And we've got this one tonight, and then after that, things are kind of drying up. There really isn't that much more. There's one other person who's working on a montage, and I haven't heard from them in a while, so I don't know how far into it they've gotten. But outside of that, yeah, I haven't heard from anyone else in the pipeline saying that they were working on a montage. So we'll see. Maybe people will watch this tonight and, be inspired to say, well, maybe I'll do a montage, or maybe I'll do this kind of a silly roast video on Phil. If, Phil will approve it and put it up on his channel, I'd like to do it. So we'll see. If not, no skin off my back. But, the whole idea here was to try to have constant content to be released on KO Gaming. And in particular, right now, this week coming up, I'm going to be very busy with Nioh, with starting tomorrow, with For Honor, the new release for the week. And then, I'm also going to be balancing that with Yakuza 0. So for about 2 weeks, that's what you can expect. But I'm going to be very, very busy, very heavy gameplay-centric weeks coming up the next 2, okay? So that being said, I'm a little, I don't want KO Gaming to have nothing on it for 2 weeks. Let's put it that way. And until I start finishing games, I'm not going to have anything to review. I'm not going to have any impressions. So, you know what I mean? So I would like to see maybe if people have some more stuff that they're working on, but I guess we'll see what happens, okay? All right, so thank you, everyone, for being here today. I appreciate that. Oh, someone told me there's 12 story missions left in the game until I beat it. Well, thank you for telling me. At least I have an estimation now of what to expect. And it seems like I've only been beating 1 story mission per stream. Maybe today I'll do 2. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. All right, so what else is going on? Not too much. Like I said, tomorrow is the launch of For Honor, which I'm interested to see what they've done with the single-player content for that game, because I've actually heard the game has a single-player campaign. That's kind of weird, because the game seems to be a multiplayer-centric game, right? At least from what we've seen in the alpha and the beta that I played. The game seems to be primarily, focused on the multiplayer. And, I'm not sure. I don't know what to expect from For Honor. Tomorrow's going to be all about For Honor. I'm actually going to do 2 gameplay sessions of it. I think one's going to be maybe focused on single player, and one will be focused on multiplayer. Okay. And then, FYI, Wednesday, I am making a pot of my homemade Italian sauce, which means Wednesday is going to be one of those days where I am going to be live streaming. Yes, I am going to be doing Nioh again. So I'll day away from Nioh, and then I return to it on Wednesday. But it's going to be a session where there's going to be frequent breaks so that I can stir and season this pot of sauce. But because the stream may start later and will have so many breaks, I'm actually going to run it longer than usual. Okay? It'll actually probably run past, around 5 p.m.-ish or whatever. 4:35 p.m., okay? We'll see. We'll see. But that's kind of the deal. Today, Nioh. Tomorrow, For Honor all day. Wednesday, returning to Nioh. And then maybe a little bit of For Honor at night. And then for the rest of the week, kind of balancing the 2 games. At the end of the week, I'll probably squeeze in a session or 2 of Yakuza. Only because I really like Yakuza 0. And I don't want it to kind of fall by the wayside because I'm playing other games. Alright? And I do want to make this very abundantly clear. I'm not playing Sniper Elite 4. I'm just not. There's no room for it in my schedule. It's a game I'm not really interested in at this point. I really disliked Sniper Elite 3. So I really have no desire to do Sniper Elite 4. Okay? So apologies to anyone who was looking forward to that. I really just don't care about it. Okay. Alright, anything else to talk about? Not in particular. Nothing really to talk about, no real updates business-wise or anything. Everything's going pretty swimmingly, Playing the new releases, doing what I need to do. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this month. Next month, oh my god. Just to give you guys some perspective, March, holy shit. Get ready for this, alright? The launch of the Nintendo Switch with Zelda Breath of the Wild on March 3rd. Ghost Recon Wildlands on March 7th. Star Wars VR, which I know almost no one cares about besides me, but I actually really care about it because I really like Star Trek. Did I say Star Wars? I'm going to say Star Trek VR. I like Star Trek. I've been watching Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm almost done with it. I've been watching all 7 seasons for the past few months. And I love the more modernized Star Trek, like The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and that stuff. I really want to see what it's going to be like to be on a freaking starship in VR. Like, this could be really wild. And I'm actually very excited for that. So that's March 14th. Mass Effect Andromeda on March 21st. MLB 17 and the final Dark Souls 3 DLC on March 28th. Pretty crazy what a month March is going to be. March is going to be very busy and very heavy for new releases. And I'm very much looking forward to it. But it's going to be a month where it's going to be challenging or daunting, I think. Okay. In order to, be able to get through it and cover all those releases. Whew. We'll see. But that's the good thing. I like it when there's months when there's a lot going on. It's better to have more than enough going on than not enough, you know? Because when it's not enough, someone says Star Trek VR was delayed until May. When did this happen? Are you serious? That's bullshit. What? Really? Man, are you serious? That actually pisses me off if that's true. That's bullshit. I was looking forward to that, man. Why'd they delay it? The game doesn't look low res enough. We have to lower the resolution even more. Delay that shit till May. God damn it. Well, if that's true, that sucks. I didn't know that. Alright, well, it is what it is. March is still going to be crazy busy. March will still be insanely busy even if Star Trek doesn't come out, okay? Alright. But yeah. So we got the rest of this month. I'm juggling 3 releases until Horizon Zero Dawn comes out at the end of the month. And then immediately in March, we've got a bunch of new stuff. So there's going to be a crazy amount of new content in the next couple of months. Pretty heavy release months. All right. Alright, I don't really think there's anything else to talk about. I'm thinking now. Not really. I think we should just get started here and see how I do today in Nioh. Oh yeah, one final thing. I am aware that Black Canary was released in Injustice 2's beta over the weekend. And some people have already contacted me and asked me, am I going to be playing with her? I talked about this on the weekend preview last night, but I'll say it real quick here. Yes, I'm interested, but no, I'm not going to do a whole stream just for one character. Especially because all it is online play. It's not like I can even do trials or go to the training mode or nothing. From what I'm to understand, once a week they're going to be releasing a new character for the beta. So maybe what I'll do is I'll wait until there's maybe 2 or 3 characters that have been released. And then I'll do a session, like a major session of Injustice 2 to try out like 2 or 3 new characters. But I certainly don't want to schedule in, let's do a 3-hour session of Injustice 2 just to play with the same character for 3 hours. That would be too much, you know what I mean? Okay. Alright, that is it, folks, for the pre-stream. And one final thing. Please, folks, let me know if you notice if there's any audio desync in today's videos and stream. And what I mean by that is I've noticed about once a week there's been audio desync in my capture stuff. And I don't necessarily see it because I'm not watching the video. You know what I mean? I'm playing the game. I'm not watching the stream or watching the videos. And then unfortunately, I end up finding out, later on, for 2 days your audio has been slightly off. I think what it was causing it was that when I was doing the weekend preview, I would change my recording resolution, and then I would change it back. And I think that's what was causing it, but I'm not positive. So just keep your eyes and ears open and let me know if you see anything like that today. Okay? If it is, what I need to do is completely kind of restart my system and unplug and replug, and it refreshes everything. Okay? Okay. that is it. Let's begin with Nioh. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Yes. All right.